What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. We got your NXT review and results for last night's show. This is for May 3rd, 2017, as we inch closer to a very, very anticipated NXT TakeOver Chicago. And I can't wait for that. It should be very exciting. I have Off the Script Extra coming up later today. Apparently, Charlotte has been hacked. And Charlotte is the latest victim of the WWE sex scandal or nude scandal. She had X-rated photos, nude photos leaked as of Thursday. And it's making the rumor mill this morning. So I will give you the report on that as to exactly what happened. Sucks to be reporting this type of shit, but stay off your fucking phones, man. Stop taking pictures with your phones, especially with the cloud and all this other shit. We went over this with the Page situation. You know, it's all right to take pictures, but don't have them stored somewhere where it's able to be stolen from some fucking degenerate sitting at home, fucking typing away at his computer. Oh, I get no pussy. Oh, I never felt a pair of tits before. Charlotte. Paige. You know? It's ridiculous, dude. Absolutely ridiculous. So we'll go over that, plus a few other things I want to go over before we actually hit Off the Script on Friday for episode 168. But I want to thank you guys for showing support to the channel as always. patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. Thank you to everybody that has pledged thus far in May. We are only 4 days in. You guys will be getting shout-outs tomorrow on Off the Script for your generosity, man, and just simply because you guys are fucking savages. Patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. Another great way to support the show is through Audible. Audible is giving everybody listening each and every day, each and every week, 30 days to try their service out free with one free audiobook of your choice, man. All you got to do is go through the sign-up process, fill out the appropriate information, compatible with iPhone and Android, and you get one free audiobook, man. Over 180,000 books to choose from. A lot of you guys have cashed in on your free book with AJ Lee. Crazy is my superpower. Make sure you guys go and check that out. If you don't like anything wrestling related, there are a ton of options via Audible. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Once again, that's audibletrial, one word, .com/offthescript. We are sponsored by LootCrate. LootCrate is a great sponsor of the show. Try lootcrate.com/offthescript if you guys are interested in a monthly subscription for LootCrate. And I even got a coupon code to save you guys some fucking money, man. So you go to trylootcrate.com/offthescript. Enter the coupon code at checkout, JD from NY. You're going to save 10% off everything that LootCrate offers. Speaking of LootCrate, the biggest WWE Slam crate is going to be unopened or unboxed on Off the Script tomorrow. I got it sitting right next to me, man. It's a huge fucking box. The biggest box I've seen so far for WWE Slam crate. So look forward to that. Barbershop Window is another great way. Barbershopwindow.com/offthescript if you guys want to get your t-shirts and you want to get your own Off the Script JD merchandise. 9 different designs, $19.99, and they ship worldwide. We are an official partner with Pro Wrestling Tees and Barbershop Window, man. Thank you guys for all of that. And as always, follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel down below and hit that bell for all notifications, man. Thank you for everything. Let's get into NXT, man. Honestly, this week NXT was a 50-50 show for me. You know, it was honestly really built around the #1 contendership for the Women's Championship of NXT. A huge battle royal was the main event. Some women that I've never heard of, some women I've never seen, and then obviously you had your more notable names like an Ember Moon and a Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, and Ruby Riott, you know, and Nikki Cross, all those specific women. Clearly, you guys know who it came down to. We'll go over that in a little bit, but that's what the show was built around. It was built around the women to determine a #1 contender for Asuka's NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Chicago. Show started off last night with Killian Dain. he was there with Eric Young. Alexander Wolf was not there, and Nikki Cross was not there, being that Nikki Cross was getting ready for the Battle Royal. Pretty much a squash match, man. I really like Killian Dain. I like his size. I like his speed. I like his presence in the ring. When I look at Killian Dain, I see a future main event big man in WWE. He is easily, alongside Eric Young, the best thing in Sanity. So this was pretty much a squash match. He defeated Danny Burch, who you guys know has been on NXT for the last couple of weeks. He's been used as an enhancement talent. He was first showcased with the UK tournament back in January. Killian Dain defeated Danny Burch with the Ulster Plantation, his finishing move, his take on the one-winged angel from Kenny Omega. So, Kenny Omega, he is worried about people stealing his moves. You got Killian Dain using his one-winged angel. You got Seth Rollins using his V-trigger jumping knee. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Just don't let that bother you. Take that as a compliment that people are clearly watching your every move, man, and use you as an inspiration. I said that about Seth Rollins. I understand Kenny Omega's frustration and his frustration to stand out above the crowd. But in this day and age where the tides are changing in wrestling and we're more into the indie guys and the independent scene is booming right now. A lot of people have a lot of eyes on New Japan. A lot of people have a lot of eyes on Kenny Omega. So if they enjoy Kenny Omega's work, I take that as a huge fucking compliment, man. Don't let that bother you. It's just up to you to, come out even better and showcase something new that nobody's ever done before. Or you know what? You take what they've done and just switch it around, saying, listen, you want to take my move, you want to fucking use my moves and your moveset, I'm going to switch it up on you, man. I'm going to take some of your moves and do it better. So, don't let that bother you, I know a lot of people were concerned about Killian Dain using that as his finishing move, but listen, it fits him, it works, why change it, man? To each his own. Killian Dain beats Danny Burch using the Ulster Plantation for the win on NXT. We had a promo package from Patrick Clark, who apparently now is calling himself the Velveteen Dream. Please, if I gotta see this guy on television, I don't want to wake up from my fucking dream, man. Are you fucking kidding me with Patrick Clark? This guy is doomed to fail. Now, he might be, very adequate in the ring, but I don't see anything big coming for the Velveteen Dream. But we'll give him a chance. We'll give him a chance. Patrick Clark. Please, don't Google Patrick Clark. You might not even want to watch NXT ever again. Just throwing that out there for you. Heavy Machinery defeated two guys who were pretty much not even the size combined of Otis Dojovic. Two bums. Ricardo Watts and Hector Kunzman. Whatever the fuck these guys were. Heavy Machinery, absolute squash here. Otis picked up both guys with ease. Tucker Knight then bounced off the ropes and pretty much squashed both of these guys with Otis doing a power slam at the same time. It was like a Thez press combined with a power slam on both of these guys. Absolute squash. They did a post-match promo. Stakes and weights. Boom shakaloo. Whatever the fuck that means, man. I like it. The crowd likes it. They want the Authors of Pain. We know that the Authors of Pain are going after DIY, or it's the other way around. DIY is going after the Authors of Pain. I think it's going to be some type of gimmick match. I didn't read the spoilers, but I believe it's going to be some type of gimmick match for TakeOver Chicago. I like that, man. I like the way the Authors of Pain and DIY actually work together. But I've been saying it ever since I seen Heavy Machinery come onto the scene, man. This is going to be your match for TakeOver Brooklyn. Heavy Machinery versus AOP, and I see Heavy Machinery winning the championships from the Authors of Pain. I do. And I see that match being the tag team title match for the summer in New York City for TakeOver Brooklyn. And mark my words, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But if it happens, you guys know where you heard it first, right here from JD. Bobby Roode is chatting with Kona Reeves in the back. Kona Reeves was going one-on-one tonight with Hideo Itami. When Bobby Roode's getting in your ear It's probably something dastardly and devious. So we couldn't hear what they were talking about, but obviously he's giving a pep talk to Kona Reeves about what he should do in his match with Hideo Itami. We had Kayla Braxton interview DIY and what they think of Heavy Machinery's promo, pretty much asking them what they think of Heavy Machinery targeting AOP. The line for a title shot, they said, starts behind DIY because they're still owed a one-on-one title match, which they do. They do. They got placed in a triple threat at the last TakeOver, at TakeOver Orlando, you guys know, with the Revival. So they want their one-on-one match, and I think this is going to be a good thing for DIY to get back involved with the tag team title feud and give us one more great match with the Authors of Pain, and then we'll move on to Heavy Machinery. So it's going to be good, man. We got Hideo Itami versus Kona Reeves. Hideo Itami won this match with the GTS, but it wasn't before Kona Reeves sneak attacked Hideo Itami as he was doing his ring introduction. He was pandering to the crowd and posing to the crowd. Kona Reeves from behind brutally sneak attacks Hideo Itami, tried to get the upper hand on him. Hideo Itami started coming back and doing what Hideo Itami does best, and that's pretty much slap you, chop you, kick you, and just fucking cut you down. Before you know it, GTS to Kona Reeves, 1, 2, 3. Hideo Itami is in line for a title shot against Bobby Roode. We had a Drew McIntyre hype video. He wasn't on the show this week. Roderick Strong Part 2. They went over Roderick Strong and who he is. They documented him having his first child, which happened a couple of weeks ago. Congratulations to him. I did not know he was married to an MMA fighter. I don't know her name. It's Marina Shafir. She's part of the 4 Horsewomen with Ronda Rousey. So I did not know that. They showcased her at WrestleMania 31 in that whole scenario where Rousey was sitting front row and she got in the ring with The Rock and did that segment with Stephanie McMahon. I didn't know that. They were showing him getting ready to be a father and what makes him a better person, his journey from the indies. They documented his independent scene and Ring of Honor. And he went over how it's great to be in the independents because you learn a lot from the independents and you brush up on your skills to get you ready for the next level, which is great. They documented him signing with NXT. He was a free agent. NXT called him and said, "How would you like to sign with NXT?" He said, "Absolutely." And he also said, "Don't be scared. Everything is going to be all right. Take a chance, man." So I'm really liking these Roderick Strong segments. They're really doing good to, make him look good to the audience. And this all led to William Regal in the office of Full Sail, his office, with Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode was in there having an interview with William Regal. And Regal says that he wants to talk about his next challenger. The champ says that Itami is a great opponent, but it's got to be to a point where he's got to prove to me he deserves a shot at the NXT Championship. William Regal understands what Bobby is saying, and he understands and completely agrees that Hideo needs to earn a title shot. He just can't be given one. So next week, due to what we've been seeing with Roderick Strong, William Regal is putting Hideo Itami and Roderick Strong in a match to determine the #1 contender for the NXT Championship at TakeOver Chicago. I like this match. I think Hideo Itami and Roderick Strong are going to gel very well together. Both are, very familiar with that strong style, very stiff. It's going to be a brutal match, man. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what these guys bring to the table. It's going to be exciting, and that's going to be a great main event for next week's show, man. I kind of know who wins already, because I know what the layout for NXT TakeOver Chicago is, but I want to see. The most important thing is how we get there to TakeOver Chicago. It's going to be a great match, man. I expect a lot out of Roderick Strong and Hideo Itami. Roderick Strong walks on in. Bobby Roode's on his way out. He's staring a hole right through Roderick Strong. Couldn't take his eyes off him as he walks out of William Regal's office. Going to be looking good. The Battle Royal to determine the #1 contender for the Women's Championship of NXT. Lacey Evans, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Ember Moon. They all got entrances. They joined 8 other women in the ring. Kimberly was in there. Rachel Evers, Rachel Ellering was in there. Bianca Belair, Victoria Gonzalez. I didn't recognize Bianca Belair or Victoria Gonzalez. But it is what it is, man. Aaliyah was there. This came down to Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, and Nikki Cross. All of the familiars were there. You know, Liv Morgan was up there to the end. Aaliyah was there. Peyton Royce was there. This came down to Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, and Nikki Cross. Okay. The one thing that came out of this specific television taping was the fact that Ember Moon was supposedly injured. Okay. Asuka came in towards the end as Ember Moon just eliminated Peyton Royce. It was left between Nikki Cross, Ruby Riott, and Ember Moon. Asuka comes out of nowhere, flying down to the ring with a purpose. She attacks Ember Moon. She attacks Nikki Cross. She attacks Ruby Riott. She takes Ember Moon and like a fucking dart at the bar, and you're fucking aiming for that bullseye. Ember Moon goes flying through the middle rope. She didn't touch any part of the rope whatsoever. Fucking nosediving right into the steel barricade. Everybody was talking about Ember Moon is hurt. She was crying. To me, when I look back at it, and I replayed it a few times, it did not look like Ember Moon was legitimately hurt. It looked like, honestly, her hand, her right hand, hit the barricade, the steel barricade. People were saying that she hit her shoulder. Now, the force of that, with her hand hitting the barricade, could have hurt her shoulder. But to me, it didn't look that bad whatsoever. So she was on the outside. Nikki Cross and Ruby Riott were beat up in the middle of the ring. Asuka is proclaiming and screaming, "Nobody is ready for Asuka," as she smiles. She leaves the ringside area. William Regal comes down and says, at NXT TakeOver Chicago, we're going to have a fatal 4-way. It's going to be Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, and Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship. Due to Asuka's interference, instead of getting a one-on-one match, we're now getting a fatal 4-way, which I do not mind. We got Ember Moon and Asuka trying to pick up where they left off at TakeOver Orlando. We got the feud right now that's blooming between Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross. The interaction that I'm very much looking forward to between Nikki Cross and Asuka. There's a lot of combustible elements there, man. It should be a very, very good match at TakeOver Chicago, especially with that crowd. It's going to be all over that, man. Very exciting stuff here. Ember Moon is not hurt. It is simply a storyline injury. She's going to be off television, I believe, till Chicago. But they wouldn't have announced her in the match if she was really hurt. So it was a spot. It was something to set up the match and pretty much come to a conclusion here in this Battle Royal, making it a no contest. One of the best things about the ending of this is that Nikki Cross and her facial reactions and her demeanor here was hilarious, man. I laughed out loud when she was trying to roll out of the ring towards the end of the show. She looked down on the floor and looked at Ember Moon and she started laughing. And she just said, Asuka. Asuka, just proclaiming, you know, Asuka. She was just incensed with anger, you know, just saying Asuka and, you know, repeating Asuka's name. It was great. She did not injure her arm. Ruby Riott was there. She played a small role in this as well, but the main focus here was on Nikki Cross and Ember Moon, and then clearly Asuka. But Ruby Riott's in there. It's a nice spot for her to be in, being that she is a newcomer to NXT. And we have really our first match officially set up for a TakeOver Chicago. Like I said, it's going to be Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, Ember Moon, and Asuka in a fatal 4-way for the Women's Championship at TakeOver Chicago. Not much to the show. We got bits and pieces for Bobby Roode's next opponent. We'll find out who it is next week. We got the Women's Championship decided here tonight with the Fatal 4-Way. We still have not seen AOP, the Authors of Pain. DIY is going to be proclaiming that they want a shot. I'm assuming that's going to be the next match for AOP against DIY in some type of gimmick match for TakeOver Chicago. Roderick Strong, where he fits in. You know, we're still waiting on Drew McIntyre and Aleister Black, where they fit in for TakeOver Chicago. We still got a couple weeks left to go, man. We got 2 more shows before Chicago, so it should be interesting, and things should be fleshed out before then. That is your NXT TakeOver review, man. Oh, not NXT TakeOver review, but NXT review and results. We'll be talking about TakeOver soon enough on Off the Script. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up. Remember to share. Like the video, share it all over the internet, man. Twitter and YouTube and all that other shit. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so already. Hit that bell for the notification. And I will be back later today with some type of off-the-script extra video as we talk about Charlotte Flair being hacked and her nudes being released to the internet, amongst other things, man. I am JD. Thank you guys so much for everything. I'll see you later today, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. for Off the Script. I'll talk to you guys later.